Hello, everybody. If I sound a little under the weather, it's because I am. Because people in this house don't know how, or they know how. They just don't cover their mouths when they cough. They just hack all over everything. Two people in particular, but so I've caught something. We had some tornadoes and stuff come through the other day, but our shit's still here. So I guess that's all that matters. But anyways, here's an interesting one. Meet John Oates, and I'll explain that in a minute. On Telegram, obviously, I said, sure, hello. He says, hello. I said, what's up? He says, I am fine. And you? I said, just fine. He says, thanks for your love and support. Have you ever been to my concert? I said, can't say I have. He says, all right, maybe someday you will have the opportunity. I noticed some people using my profile to talk with my fans, and that's the main reason why I'm here. I said, what? That makes no sense. You should change your password then. He says, I have free time to talk to my fans and to appreciate the love and support you guys have showed over me, but some imposter has took advantage of it. So I'm here to warn my fans about falling for their trick. I said, and they're using your profile to do it? He says, yeah, I understand you, but that's the main reason I'm here, and the management is working on it. So be rest assured. I said, it's an easy fix, Steve. Change your password and sign up for Aura.com. See, this was originally Steve Martin. This dummy failed to delete it and just changed it to John Oates. So I'll have to have some fun with that at the end. He said, all right, thanks for your concern. You are indeed a good fan. I said, if I get a ticket to one of your upcoming shows, will Earl Scruggs be there? Now, if you've ever seen Steve Martin, he is a phenomenal banjo player, as was Earl Scruggs, and they did this Foggy Mountain breakdown. Look up Earl Scruggs and Friends. Very reminiscent of my family. He says, surely. Earl Scruggs has been dead since 2012, I think. I said, oh, that's great to hear. He says, thanks for your unwavering love and support. I sincerely appreciate. Where are you from? I said, Saturn Valley in Eagle Land. He said, that's great. So tell me, how long have you been my fan? I said, I don't know. I don't time it. I guess since you did the Kirk Cameron Left Behind series book movies. He says, can I see your picture if you don't mind? And obviously, Steve Martin was not in the Kirk Cameron Left Behind movies. I was just reading the books at the time. So I sent Eileen Wuornos. I said, taken at work. He says, what is your occupation and how old are you? I said, I'm an OBGYN. He says, that's nice. How old are you? I said, 40. Not totally a lie. He said, do you have my fan membership card? I said, nope. What's that? He says, it's for all my fan across the globe. I will be grateful if you can get one. So he got right to the scam. I said, what do I get for it? He says, it makes you a valid fan of mine. Excuse me. And a lot of benefits attached to it. I said, and what are those benefits? I'm not getting anything that I don't know what's attached to it. Well, it's your choice, he says. I said, are you going to answer the question? What benefits do I get if I purchase this card? Quote, a valid fan of mine isn't a benefit. Anybody can be a, quote, valid fan. He says, you are entitled to free concert, weekend interaction after my show or concert, and as well meet and greet is also embedded. I said, and how much is this card? He says, it varies. I said, how does it vary and why? He says, various categories. Supportive, 400. Premium, 640. VIP, 1,000. I said, what are the differences in the categories? He said, the supportive card give you access all my concert without getting my ticket, while the premium grants you access to meet and greet me after concert. The VIP give room for vacation plans. So I think I'm going to say, I don't know, Steve. I can't choose. And I'll let you know when he says something back, if he says anything back, or if he just flat out deletes it. Anyways, thank you for watching.